All right, traders, welcome on back here this Thursday afternoon, October 30th. Great to have all of us still here just joining us back inside our live trading room here. Michael, Leda, Lynn, and Randy, Jeff just before, and all of us here otherwise. Let me just get a quick sound check just from all of us collectively. Let me know if you got me here loud and clear, and I should be able to see the screen. It's on the CMBM trade. I'll get to this in a moment. I was looking for an entry here just before. I didn't get filled, but great to have all of us still here. Otherwise, if not just inside our live trading room, then just on social media here, though. Otherwise, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., even the TikTok. I say we don't dance there for you there, but we're here to educate, right? We're here to teach you how to follow the big orders out there, the big money. With that in mind, I guess we'll start off on the CMBM. Figure why not? Just tell you what I was looking for here a moment ago. I actually didn't even chat it to anyone in the room before, so kind of be a first for all of us here. So even from yesterday, this actually isn't a first, but from phase 3 class yesterday, we ended up talking about this 320 level. And it was like over 1 million share print that got filled just throughout the afternoon. One of many halts throughout the day on it, but that was by far the biggest print line throughout the day. And I kind of just stumbled into this trade. I just was randomly scanning around myself, prepping up for this meeting. And I didn't even type it in the chat board just because I'm not trying to catch a falling knife, let alone any of our students too. So I might be quick to react, but maybe not everyone would be. So I wasn't so gung-ho to call it out, but I was looking to see if this would break into this 320 level a little bit, see if it can go under, over. Well, clearly it hasn't tested it yet, come close to it really. I think it got as low as 330. So it's on its way maybe. I'm not going to be waiting all day for this trade, though. That's the thing. So I'll come to this if there's a reason to. But for right now, let's just go right through the rest of the other trades that we had from this morning, as well as even just before. Because we had a couple good trades just up until recent, ended up making a good move. So start off on actually the top percent gainer right now, the INTS. This thing ended up making a nice pop over $1. And that's when it pops up on our radar at least a little bit. We normally don't focus on these stocks below $1. And listen, they're not penny stocks. They're not the bulletin board, pink sheet stock. They are not. This is a Nasdaq national stock, but below $1. We don't really focus on stocks below $1. That's the thing. So once it pops up over that $1 threshold, not only do we focus on it, but in theory, it should pop up on the radars and scanners of most of the other traders out there. Most people aren't really following stocks below $1. I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade for anyone that only does below 1 or 50-cent stocks. That's fine. Teach their own. It's like going to a coffee shop in the morning. As long as you're enjoying your cup of coffee, that's what matters. As long as you're making money consistently on those things, that's what matters most. If you're, inconsistent, if you're 50-50, if you're making a couple grand one day, then giving away 3 grand back the next, I wouldn't say that's good. So it's just point being, these stocks below $1 normally don't make as consistent of a move. Once this broke over $1, seemingly there was a lot of ball left to play. So there could have been some great opportunity getting it on the breakout over 1. And then from there, listen, we ended up trading this on the way up towards 163, 180, that combined area put together for that to be a resistance. Just kind of looking at this rounded bottom shape, right around 173 you can kind of go with here. I was even just kind of using this one wick, not the very low there, this one actually here after. But then otherwise, I was kind of just using this here. Lows back from mid-March into mid-April. But right around that area, I was calling that out to our students as resistance. It should look to hold there, right? The INTS. Show this here to all of our students here right now. And to anyone on social media here too. Because if you're not familiar with our live trading room, it's not just the watch lists that we post, but it's also a matter of callouts. INTS has historical resistance 163 area, 178, 150. That could be an iceberg, just figuring 50-cent levels, whole numbers right there. How about this? Let's see if I can get this going here. One moment. How about that? I moved. If you're on social media now, you could actually see the chat. So I did a little switcheroo right there. But you could see right there, pretty much right from that 163, 178 area, that should be a resistance. It was historical support, got broken through, flipped into good resistance. I think Kathleen did pretty good on that INTS trade earlier herself. But nevertheless, here heading into the afternoon, I don't know. You want me to put this on our watch list? I could. I could. Move around. There I am. All right. So I'd rather just go through the rest of the gainer side though first and see what we could add, and also just check in with the market, see if there's anything looking good, just steady up or down with the S&P or the Nasdaq. Either way, pulled back down to $1 here, whipped back up a little bit. Like, listen, you could have scalped it just before, nice clean bounce, but is it going to really go all the way back up to 160? Let it prove itself. So we'll come back to this during the end of the meeting here, the INTS. VSIG, speaking of proving itself, this is definitely proving something here, but yeah, we're done with that trade. AQMS, no, also proving something to us right now. This thing just got halted on the way down. Game over there. EBS, GH, man, a lot of stocks just looking lackluster. This one's got a good chart, but the order book's pretty skimpy. Also a little expensive too there, but you know what? Kind of by process of elimination, I may as well put the INTS on our watch list now. Kind of just went through the first part of the gainers list and really nothing really standing out. This GCI, though, actually looking pretty good. Number 7. Nice, beautiful trend. More for the afternoon session so far. Not really like huge orders out there, but the spread's tight. It's tradable enough. So no problem just adding this to our watch list. And you know what? Actually, at this point, by process of elimination, I guess kind of the INTS we'll slip that back on right now. Fix up my scan here. All right, what else we got here just across the board? MSAI done. GPRK, the VIAV. I'll put this on our list again, though. Fausto even said this to you earlier himself, too. He was the one calling it out. Just the order book is a little wonky looking, especially on Bookmap, but the stock was going up. It was going all the way up right up until like 10:15, 10:30 in the morning. Didn't really reverse, just kind of flattened out. Obviously broke a new high just before, so more for that reason than anything. We got to put this back on our watch list. So go the VIAV. I saw Rich call out Moderna. Yeah, Moderna had a good pop before, so we'll definitely add that to our list for right now. Let me just check the news. mRNA, just pop up Benzinga here for all of us, in case if you didn't see from earlier. Report suggesting the company has been in talks to be acquired with at least one large drug maker. Can't talk today. But nonetheless, so with that, hey, what do we say? Buyouts don't move? Well, yeah, true, fair. But what else do we also say? Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? That's the thing. Like, this is a rumored buyout, it's speculated, it's not confirmed. You don't know who that large drug maker is. It's all just hearsay. So, you know what? It leads to a good move up. I like that. We already called it out from earlier, but hopefully there's more. Oh, God. Whew. All right, let's make sure my eyes don't explode here. My trader's dyslexia here. You got mRNA number 17. Number 18 is NMRA. Thank God this isn't moving. If this was moving just as well, I would have to like separate one from the other on the watch list. One at the beginning, the other at the bottom. Oh my, that's weird. I mean, that'll happen. Listen, you got some weird, like, name type of moves, before. You get like wolf, and you'll get cats, dogs and cats kind of moving at the same time there. This one was mRNA, NMRA. Yeah. All right, VTYX, though, getting back to this here at least. VTYX, I don't think that's going to trip us up with any of the other trades. I mean, VIAV, but this one's not too far off, but VTYX, yeah, we'll add this to our watch list for right now. Not a bad trade here. Good spread, good order book, nice chart. This kind of has a Fausto flag building right below the 850. It did break over it just earlier. So the more times it knocks on that door, it should look to blast right through it, right? W key, dead, METD, just a lot of these like low volume, low energy type of trades. May have popped from earlier. They're just kind of dropping off now. MSTZ, this is an inverse, right? I think one of us just mentioned that before. I don't have my chat up right here, so I'll check out everything in the trading room in just a moment. But SPY dropping off pretty nicely for right now, right? So we did talk about this earlier. This hasn't gone anywhere yet. Good. No, but seriously though, MSTR, yeah, this thing's down over 5%. So as far as a short goes, I could put MSTR on our list. I could put the inverse MSTZ on our list there too. Why not? Oh, is this a yield max? MRNY. It's actually up 10% today. Oh man, people that buy here are probably going to be disappointed later on. Once they issued the dividend at the end of the month going into the beginning of November, ooh, those yield max ones drop. All right, what else we got? Ethereum dropping off. Where is my Bitcoin at? We're getting close. We're getting close. And what I mean by that is, I mean, just yesterday, I was telling students here that my belief, trust me, I don't have the crystal ball. If I did, I wouldn't be here. Let's be honest. But my belief would be that Bitcoin going under 100,000, right? That was at least the sentiment that I had from yesterday. Now we've dropped off a hell of a lot more since, but at this point, I think that we're only going to continue. Tim was talking about it yesterday. Brian was talking about it. Kind of show one more time here, if you don't mind. I'll just kind of pop this up. And Jeff was, oh no, that was something separate. But, I was chatting with Tim yesterday, just talking about Bitcoin there at the time. There we go. Tim was saying BTC has to get past, fib level, or it's going to drop down a little bit lower. And that's where I commented back to him at the time saying, listen, I think it's going to go below 100,000 sooner than later. Coming to a theater near you. Bitcoin below 100,000. Roseanne saying, why is it dropping? This is where I would at least say, this is just, obviously my own opinion, but in terms of momentum, if it's not going to make that better move up, if it's not going to flip that next resistance into support, if it's not going to make that big move up, it's going to make that big move just, the other way. So if it was going to run, I thought it would be closer towards 140, 150,000 at some point sooner than later. I've learned in the past myself, I've blown up some big money in crypto, 6 figures, where I was expecting more and it never came, at least at the time. And it came crashing back down. So that's where, as a trader, you realize now on Bitcoin, if it's not going to at least flip, 120,000, 122,000 into a support, keep going up, then the possibility of this finally cracking below 100,000 increases. But, I don't really know of any like bearish news headline. I don't think there's any. Now, the markets are dropping off, so maybe coming off just the priced in move from the CPI report into the Fed rate cut. Trump and President Z had a nice handshake. They were talking good things about each other. That sounds nice. I know that there was something going on with Israel sending off some strikes again. I don't really know much on that, but I heard that that's what's going on. I don't think that any of those things are really like the main reason why like Bitcoin's dropping off. I would just kind of go with lack of bullish momentum after a certain point. Support could only be support for so long. Now, once there is a real news headline that comes out, Roseanne, well, that's where everything falls apart. So, right now Bitcoin's at 106,000 or whatever it is, 107, 106,000. If there's some sort of bad headline in the near future, I'm not trying to wish that into existence, obviously, but should that happen, you're going to see people get liquidated faster than we could blink. So, be prepared to buy. That's the key. Be prepared to buy. Doesn't mean like buy at 100K, but like just be prepared for that moment, then study the charts from there. That's all. All right, let's keep going through though, because the whole reason I'm talking about this is because Well, Ethereum is dropping off, right? And with that, ETHD is going up. You got SBIT, SBIT. This goes inverse to Bitcoin. So this is going up. I'm not really that keen to put either on our list. Actually, if the ETHD was like a little bit more expensive, even I'd probably, but I mean, the markets are falling off a little bit right now. So probably gonna find some good shorts to work with though otherwise, and hop over to the losers list in just a moment. I think U trade's going up. Wolf, nah. All right, we'll hop over to the losers side. I mean, I'm sure we're going to find a couple good trades. Chipotle had a good squeeze earlier, but it fell apart just heading into like early afternoon. Came back down to that 33. It's holding below it now. Maybe this could be like another nice day trade short, drop back down to 32 heading into the close or something like that, right? It's off bad news, so it wouldn't be too far fetched to at least consider that, right? Let's see what else we got though first. Let's see if there's anything looking better first. Then we'll possibly add the Chipotle trade back on. But man, not a whole lot. I mean, you got the ETFs, right? You got Meta, FBL, BMNU. That's an ETF for BMNR, which would, I guess, in theory, if Ethereum's dropping off, that means that BMNR here is going to drop off. And if this is dropping off, you got the ETF, which is less expensive. You know, a little logical deductive reasoning, right? So if you want me to add the BMNR trade and this ETF to our watch list there, I don't mind doing that. Short at the low of the days. Not too bad. I should say lows of the day, not low of the days. It's like the days of our lives. RBLX, this is dropping off too. If there was a better, more liquid ETF for that, I'd consider. But Circle dropping off. That's also related to crypto. Kava. Hims just broke a new low a moment ago here and snapped back up briefly. Let me check out Hims. We'll check out like the long-term graph on Hims here. I mean, lower highs across the board since this year. Could see it try and pull and come back down towards 40. It hasn't really even tested 40 yet. The whole number kind of hit like 40.62, double bottom actually. So could be interesting to see this drag down and maybe even break below this line, hit actual number 40 here, and then snap back up one more time. Meaning that there could be some room on the downside. There could be. You got the ETF that's down more than double this, so down about 7% is HIMZ. Not like a bad thought. Nothing I'm really drooling over though, folks. Nothing I'm really like chomping at the bit. I guess some stocks dropping off. Don't get me wrong. There could be some good shorts to work with. I did all right on the Caesars trade earlier on today, but I wanted more. Didn't really get it. Double bottomed and came back up. So not only that, it's holding back over my level now. So, there's other trades that you could short with the market, but let me know if there's anything that you like. Anything else that looks good on the way up, on the way down, up, down, left, right, more than 5%. You name it, let me know. Go to YouTube first and Facebook and all of our social streams. Later, as always, appreciate you. Love you. Just joining us inside our live trading room, but on the YouTubes here as well. From Murdad, let's see here. New here. What is your channel about? The style, the strategy, the passion? Tell me something, please. Well, I appreciate you joining us there. Catching this comment a little bit late, so hopefully you've stuck through. We're attending to our live trading room here first. Those are paying members and students to CTU, our company. We teach people how to not just day trade, but also just how to trade all together, buy and hold as well, options as well, even futures. But I'd say most of us here focus on stocks and options, and we mainly look to utilize level 3 and level 4. So that being right here, this program on the far right, as well as this program here that'll pop up. Got the heat map program here. So I was actually just going over with a student earlier, one of our paying students that I'm coaching right now, actually just going over the thought of this support level here. It got broken through earlier. Well, support should flip into resistance, and there's a good chance that we could see like something like Microsoft drop down to 520 heading into the afternoon. So we utilize this heat map, we utilize the order book otherwise to anticipate where the big levels are. Came back from the Orlando Money Show about 2 weeks ago, so I've practiced my elevator pitch. You know what I mean? So hopefully that was enough to work with right there, Murdad. But if you have any other questions, feel free to subscribe right to our channel down below, popping up lower left here. If you're new to our YouTube, new to our Facebook, our X account as well, Twitter that is, at Cyber Trading You. Just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button just so you are more in tune with our streams, at least here for free. All right, now I lost track of my trading room page. Where are we at? There we are. All right. Oh, it would have been great to see Charlene. Speaking of the money show, oh my God, now it's funny, Charlene. Oh, that's too funny. I got a tap on my back. A guy with a cell phone. I'm like, who is this? And lo and behold, I thought it was Charlene's husband. It was her work husband, we'll call it. No, one of her coworkers, I believe, from her company, and they're actually at the same event that we were at, and she was supposed to be there too. So it would have been great to at least meet Charlene, but next time, of course, Charlene always. But INTS 400,000 share buyer. Okay, so that definitely is helpful for that trade. I don't have it up on my books map right here, so we'll pull it up right now. A couple call outs here. Otherwise, Roberto, Ty, Leda, etc. We'll just zip through those briefly. I'll tell you my thoughts on those in just a bit. And I mean, you got a 700,000 share buyer. It's all the way down there at the bottom, but it's been out there all day. Oh, is this what you're talking about, Charlene? This order right here. Uh-oh, well, great eye from Charlene. Great call out from her at the time about 3 minutes ago. Unfortunately, though, this order got broken through. That's not good. I mean, we'll keep that stock on our watch list for right now, but that's not as good of a sign seeing that get filled, that broken through. But all right, quickly here, we'll zip through. FL, is that Roberto, or FI? FI, I'm sorry. That's my eyes right there. Yeah, FI. Is that still from yesterday? Yeah, this thing is getting demolished. Oh boy. Wow. 220 down to 65. Didn't realize that. Yeah, this is going to go right back on our list here too. Good shot from Roberto on this. Rigetti, we've seen trade better, so we love Rigetti. Listen, if this wants to make a new high of the day, we'll call it out. But for right now, we'll keep it on our side list. Cisco, having a good day today. Good swing trade. Yeah, really good swing trade, Todd. GSAT, ooh, what happened here? GSAT ended up popping right before. Let's take a quick moment here. Going a little extra here in this meeting. Keep in mind our next broadcast will just begin at 3:05 Eastern. GSAT trading higher. Bloomberg has reported the company has drawn SpaceX interest in a sale process. All right, we're going to leave off on this one. We're going to put this on our watch list, but here, we talk about this more in our phase one stock course. So if you're a more experienced trader, you might be familiar with this already, but as a student, at the least, you should know this news headline here, folks. Does this sound like confirmed? Does this sound official? Read that headline word for word. Does that sound like a confirmed 100% buyout? Yeah, exactly. And buy the rumor, sell the news. So this is just like the other one. It's not an official buyout yet. And for that very reason, we'll put it on our list. Like, absolutely. So good shout from Leda. And either way, I mean, if it was a buyout, then it's still a great shout, but just we wouldn't be putting it on our list if it was official. That's all. But there could be even more room here. Or maybe if it shakes down to 50, builds support off 50, goes back up, something like that could be in play. All right, folks. So, hey, we're going to jump back right now. We're going to post the watch list and we'll get back to it here inside our live trading room. Again, if you're interested on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., just go right actually, if not right to our YouTube channel at Cyber Trading U. If you wanted to take the next steps, jump to queue, join all of our students and members there. Charlene, later Roberto, Lynn and Randy, Alan, you got Todd, you got Roseanne, you got all of us here. Just go right down to the link scrolling on the bottom of the stream. If you're on YouTube social media, ct.co/trial, get access to our live trading room for a week-long access. And we'll see you there. All right, folks. But again, for all of us there right now, our next broadcast will just about be in about like 5 or 10 minutes.